Yep.
We're on the air. The mics are hot. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast. Proud members of the Up For Network. I'm your boy, Lefty Lucky, and I'm joined here as always with
Jamali.
And Jason.
Took you long.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff behind here, man. Doing a lot of stuff behind here.
It's like you forgot his cue.
No, I know I can. I'm just doing a lot of stuff behind here. That's the thing.
And we got another person filling the seat. Not the person from last week. He's got a nice hat on, nice shades on. He's cooling, he's chilling, he's got his drink on the side.
Yep.
Our boy Obie
Wonder in the building. Appreciate y'all having me in here. I mean, it's been a long time coming, so we're in the building. We're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to, try not to piss off too many people today.
Oh, I'll piss them all off. Who cares?
Yeah, all right, let's make it happen.
We piss each other off and we piss them off. That's
Let's
how it
do it.
works. We just got to remind them what the show's called.
Let's do it.
So the way I like to start this is, how has the week been for everybody? How's the mental health been for you guys?
Been a good week, man.
Yeah?
Can't complain.
Any highlights, any lowlights?
I'm alive still, so it's a good week.
That's definitely a highlight. Cannot complain about that.
Let me see. How can I answer that question? I had a birthday weekend that was flawlessly executed by my wife, of course, and my kids. So, I mean, I couldn't complain about that whatsoever.
That's
Happy
what's up,
belated
man.
birthday,
So,
my friend.
38 is a wonderful year so far.
It's
So
a good start to it.
Bless.
make that happen.
Bless. What about you, Jason?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Just been working, and work is less stressful.
That's
so
good.
Can't complain. I'm good, man. I'm good.
I like it. As for me, got my energy back aligned. Last week I was feeling a bit down. I didn't know why, but, got some good advice from Tyler. He told me it was probably stress. So I was like, you know what? You're probably right. Went and got myself a massage, took care of myself, had me a nice little me weekend.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, man.
So proud.
Chakras are aligned. I feel great. Now, let's get into the shits. Where should we start? Because we've been talking about a lot of things. We could just... I'm going to leave it to you. Where do you guys want to pick it up? Where do you want to go?
Let the guest choose where he wants to go.
That's right.
Let me think. You know what? Let's hit that Kanye West thing. Let's start up with that real quick. So let's touch up Kanye West and his surrogate child that he just had again. Let's start with that one. Let's keep it meaty.
It says it like it's not.
Let's throw caution in the wind right away and do it.
All right, let's jump right into it. So this wasn't a story I really followed at all. Like, I heard about it, but essentially, like, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian introduced their first child to the world through second child through surrogate parent. And yeah, now they got a fourth child. I do not know the name of the kid, though.
Is it through the same woman?
I
I
believe
believe it's the same
Yeah, it is
woman.
the same one.
Oh, they're keeping it in the family then.
You might as well. if she gave you the third child problem free, you might as well go back to her for the fourth, right?
Right.
True.
You're not going to do it the old-fashioned way.
How lazy do you have to be to keep getting surrogates and stuff like that? I know she's
No, you mean how rich do you have to be?
No, but come on, man. It's like...
Well, look, I look at it like this. Personally, I don't care. Good for her. Good for both of them. You have your fourth kid. You kept your body intact, stress-free for you. Because, I can't imagine what it's like to go through pregnancy whatsoever. None of us in here can, except for Obie's wife. But outside of that, it's like you've already had two kids, did it the natural way. If after that you're like, you know what, I've done it enough, and now you want to switch to surrogacy.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how to
for
feel
it.
about it. I mean, if she can have kids, it's a different story.
Can't or won't.
And that's another thing. We don't
I
know.
don't think it's a matter of
she
can.
probably
It's yeah, she can, but she's a Kardashian, right? So does she really want to go and say, yeah, you know what? Let me beat up my body again after she did it twice? That's the other thing.
I
that she
think
gotta
really
look at.
I think that's
Well, I don't
the motivation
you
for
probably
it.
don't know. I refer to them as the House of Witches.
Oh God.
But
Oh God.
I don't like that. Like, the whole family just rubs me the wrong way. But needless to say, I feel it's like kind of weird. Like, I feel like a mother or a woman who goes through pregnancy, there's a level of attachment you make to the fetus, to the baby, whatever. And then to just like push it out and like
They're just another product for her.
to
That's
me,
what
that's
it
like
is.
you're renting your womb, bro. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, look, like I said, for me,
I mean, they're not going to put it on layaway. I'm sure
I
they
don't
got
look
the
at
bread
it
for
any
but
which way because, as far as I'm concerned, it's a child that's coming into the world that's gonna have a really good life.
a really good life based on what standard? Based on material goods? Because like, if your mother don't want to bring you into this world, bro, through her body, I don't know what the fuck is a good life.
Well, but that's like saying people who adopt kids aren't going to give
No,
them.
that's a different story.
That's completely different.
That's
because
but
that
like,
is different.
It's their child. It's her egg, his seed. The only thing is
But
she didn't
she doesn't-
carry it. So I don't see how that's going to make her not have an attachment to this kid.
no, but
That's not what we're
you
saying.
if you look at it this way, right? As we can say, anybody that has their own set of children, whatever the case is, you're going to look at it and you're going to say, you know what? It's a bond between mother and father at that point, right? How are you going to go above that and say, hey, let me go and get a surrogate because I don't want to destroy my body again? Why?
I literally.
Like if you want to have another child,
I'll be completely
have
honest
it
with
your
you.
woman, plain and simple.
I could care less.
So you would go surrogate way if you had to?
Dude, I don't even want kids.
Okay, so that's even better. But in a case that somebody would say, yo, I want to have another one, for example,
I really wouldn't care.
why surrogate?
I wouldn't care.
Okay.
If you can't produce a child on your own, fair enough. But if it's for like style and fashion, like you don't want to ruin your body, I think part of giving birth to a child is that's the process,
that bond.
the beauty, bro. Like I can't see how
I can sit here and say what I think it is, but as she has already done it twice.
that's what the problem.
So
comes in,
if
right?
she's now saying she would rather go surrogate, maybe she had 2 very difficult pregnancies. And it's all speculation here, but
Right.
we don't know what she went through for the second pregnancy to make her think, you know what? I'm not going to risk having a third.
Well, I mean, we could assume a lot of things, but they have no.
Well, I mean, you're assuming she's
No,
doing it
hold on
because
a
she wants to
second.
keep her body intact.
No, but I'm just
Whereas
saying.
I'm saying she's already done it twice. If
But-
she's going surrogate now, chances are maybe there's something she's not making public to the people.
I agree with you if that be it, but like, they're not basketball players, they're not singers, they're not artists, they're business women, right? That's where they made their money from their body, their physique. They have to protect the asset.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if Mariah Carey don't want to walk on her legs because they're insured for $2 million, she want to have a couple dudes carry her around. You know what I mean? You got to protect the asset. And I think maybe that's a likelihood that that's the case. I think it's fucked up because kids are not like objects. How you think those 2 last ones, if those are the only 4 she's gonna have, is gonna feel like, but mommy wasn't pregnant when I was born.
You literally tell them what the situation is.
You're a test tube baby.
You don't think that could affect them
They're
psychologically?
not a test tube baby.
But you don't think that could affect them?
Carried by another woman.
You don't
that's
think that
not
could
their
affect
mother?
them?
Yeah.
Why do we have this idea that when you tell children something and you actually explain it to them properly, that it's going to down the line ruin them? It's when you don't tell them things that it ruins them later on.
You actually think
You actually
them-
think that?
you actually know? You actually
Yes.
think, Matt. You actually think that they will actually tell their kids the truth?
I doubt they'll even have to share. Why would you?
Well,
It's not business that they even need to know at that point.
yeah,
well,
but they might not know the truth, but other people will, and other people.
And the people that do know, by the time those kids are old enough to even understand and have a care for what that situation is, we won't even remember that shit or even think about it whatsoever.
No, but yeah, if we look at it in our case, right, like we're all getting up there as far as age-wise is going. So by the time those kids are 18, 19, that's 20 years from now and we're going to be like in our 60s not really caring at that point. But it's still going to be something relevant to that point. You're going to find out something in the news. Oh, guess what? They told their child yesterday, and then everybody's going to be, oh my God. The kid's going to be shocked. And then the kid's not going to know at that point. Like the kid's going to look at an aspect and say, well, guess what? My brother and sister, the older 2, they were carried and conceived through mommy and daddy, whatever. And then they're obviously going to understand the birds and the bees, all of that business. And they're going to say, yeah, well, mommy, how come you guys went to, Cindy and Cindy gave birth to us and not you guys?
And then when she gives the explanation as to why she did it, they'll understand.
Hypothetically, it's medical reason. But if she was to be like,
But
well, I didn't want to
hypothetically,
ruin my
and what I wanted to go back from what you were saying before about her body being her asset and protecting it, given what we know of, yes, she has gone to where she is because of her looks, because of her sexuality. If she's now protecting her asset, why are we bothered with her using
What's
a
more
surrogate?
important, her kids or her asset?
What is more important? That's a good question.
But just to touch on what you said earlier, I mean, we could assume in 18 years, they won't be relevant. We still think of Blanket, Michael Jackson's kid, and that happened
I have
a while
never
back.
thought of that kid.
But still, media still
Like,
talks
at
about
all.
it. But we all remember it, though. We all remember that. Like,
His daughter almost killed herself like last
bro,
month.
like we remember these things.
After finding out things like that.
Yeah.
I had no idea about
after
that. either.
after finding out that with the latest revelation when that documentary came out for Neverland, Escaping Neverland. She almost killed herself.
Yeah, that.
She slit her
Okay.
wrist.
But that's a situation where a child isn't told anything from the people that she knows, trusts, and love about what's happening, and she finds out from outside sources.
That's an assumption. I'm sure they spoke to her about it.
Somebody had to
Okay,
tell
so-
her.
Somebody had to speak to her about it.
Because
even with
there's
that-
no way on earth that every
But
single
you're
grown
saying
up around her won't
what
tell her
Jason just
anything.
said is she watched Neverland.
I didn't say she
Doc-
watched it. I said the thing was going around that time when it was going on, and after it, all that to them, she just started slitting her wrist and she almost killed herself.
Okay, but I don't understand that comparison to a surrogate parent.
And we live in a day and age, bro.
Like, you think they're going to commit suicide when they find out that they didn't come out of the
You don't know
mother's womb?
that. That's the thing. We
but
don't
we
know.
live in a day and age where things live on the internet. Like whether they want to talk
Okay.
about it or not, they're gonna find out. They're gonna probably.
So
see a
you're
sex
you're
tape.
assuming that Kanye and Kim are going to keep it a secret.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But I feel like you're just looking at the most extreme of this.
No,
rather
because you're
than
saying when they get
they
old,
just had
They're not gonna worry
two
about
but you're
Yeah.
saying when they
children.
get old enough, it won't bother them. We live in a world where it's cruel. They could be going to school with some loser, or I shouldn't say a loser, but another child who's gonna be like, "Yo, this is how you were conceived."
Even
you know what I
Like
mean?
there's gonna be that
There's
bully.
somebody that's gonna do
Chances
it.
are they already know that.
No, but if you look at it in this sense, right, and I'll
I
take
think
it.
you're really making the assumption, and sorry to cut you off,
Mhm,
but
go
like, I
ahead.
think you're making the assumption that, them finding out this information when they get older is going to be the worst thing that's ever happened to them.
It is. It could be. I'm not saying it is. It could be because like some people.
And it could
Hold
be
on.
something that they hear and they say, who cares?
Let's look at it in this sense. Sorry to chop
No,
you
no,
off.
go
but
ahead, though.
Let's look at it in social aspect, right? Like take for example, we'll go back to our time when we were growing up. We didn't have this excessive social media. We didn't have our Snapchats, our Facebooks, our Twitters, we had none of that going on.
we grew into
So
it.
if you physically wanted to pick on somebody, it's go find the kid and say, hey, Tommy, I don't like you, blah 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 blah. Your nose is this or whatever. Now you don't have to do any of that. Kids are getting bullied just off of social media. Kids are committing suicide over something that
no, I'm
somebody
fully
can
aware
go.
of that.
Somebody can go on Facebook and say, "Yo, Julie's butt's too big, and Julie's gonna get self-conscious and whatever." Kids now, like not to sound evil, there's a lot of sensitivity when it comes to a lot of stuff. Like even something as much as bugging somebody now, they can say, "Oh yeah, this guy's targeting me because of this, this, this," and they can list 20 reasons.
Yeah.
Then when we were younger, you could just say, "Oh yeah, he just doesn't like Tommy," and that's it. Now you can be like, oh, well, he doesn't like Tommy because Tommy's hair is purple. He doesn't like Tommy because Tommy has, long nails.
Yeah,
Tommy
the more-
has,
So
red hair,
knowing-
whatever the case is. So it's
And
extra
knowing
sensitive
these
now.
things, but also knowing the way the world is extremely rapidly changing, and the fact of things of surrogacy, things of acceptance and tolerance are nothing like how it was when we were growing up, where these type of situations where surrogates, adoptions, it's more public, it's more known, and it's in many cases more respected. Why are you afraid of these kids finding out? And then
What are they going to do 20 years down the road when they
but
find
that's what I'm
out?
saying. Like, I don't understand the concept of because they're surrogates, and if down the line that could be used against them. Like, I just don't think it will be. I
No.
don't even think it'll be an issue for them.
I think
Because where we are right now, it's a non-conversation.
I
Yeah,
think
but you're looking at it from like it's a regular thing. It's a regular thing if you have like a physical, like Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. We know she has issues reproducing a child.
No, you're looking at
No.
it as it's only acceptable
No,
for
no.
those situations.
But society would dictate that as well.
No.
Not just me.
And like the first thing I said, if you have the money to do it and you don't want to push out a child on your own, then don't.
my
No,
thing
but
is,
if you look at it that way, why have a child again then?
my
If you don't
thing
want to
is-
push out the child naturally,
Because
why
they
do
want to
it?
have another one.
my thing would be like,
Like, I just don't see
then
why
adopt a
it's an issue.
child. Adopt a child if that's the case. If you want to have another,
But if you
adopt a
want it
kid.
to be your child,
it's not yours. You're
No, it's her egg and
You're
his seed.
Bill-
How is it not there?
because how much do you care about your kid if you're asking someone else to carry it and you want more?
That's a good answer.
If I want another child, but I don't want to ruin my body to have another child,
what's
and
more
I have
important?
the means to have
They're
that
not bags,
child,
bro.
Why
You don't
do
go
it?
to the
They're
store
not-
and pick
yeah.
them up, bro.
That's
I'm
outta here.
look. If I can have a child this way, why not?
No.
Bro, the part of having a
Like,
child is
why
a
are we
process as
forcing
well.
Kim to carry this child for 9 months if she doesn't want to?
Say
But
that-
she
say that
wants
point
another
ag- say that
kid.
point again.
It's the process.
Yeah, the
'Cause the
process
first thing
was
is-
take my egg, take his seed, put it in her.
No.
We're paying her to hold it. There you go.
Not even. But
I don't see why it's an issue.
But that's
Out of
the
a
thing
seed-
that makes it worse is the fact that it's egg, seed, money. Here, take a couple
I
$1,000.
promise you, there are a lot of women who, if they could take that route, probably would.
I really wouldn't say that. That's like touching on taking away the whole thing of saying, you know what, yo, myself and ABC person are gonna go have babies, but we don't want to carry the baby kind of thing. What is the point of that's like having a bird deliver a kid to you kind of thing. It's like that old stork thing that we used to run with. You're gonna sit and say, okay, cool, my parents are gonna conceive, but they're not gonna carry me and do it that way. It's kind of like basically missing that first few months of that child's life, going through the feeling
The
and everything.
experience, getting the
whole
first kick and
'Cause
all
you're
that
losing
extra stuff.
everything.
They've already
It doesn't matter.
I can understand if it was their first child and you felt away, but it's the fourth. They've had two that way.
And money shouldn't be some
That's
shit.
why I
like,
don't see why it's an issue.
You
Like,
said
she's
They're
already
throwing
gone through
away
it twice.
money
You said
for
it-
it
you
to
said
say,
it.
hey, carry my kid. Here's $20,000.
No,
Why?
but that to me should be fucked up, bro. It's really fucked up because it's
Why?
like because then it's just, what's the difference if she was to take money and go murder somebody or do something else because she has money? If you could do it, do it. That's wrong, bro. There's
That's
an
illegal.
there's an ethical part of this that you're not looking at.
What's not ethical about what she did for surrogacy? Because comparing it to her paying someone to murder, that's literally illegal.
Well, it is illegal.
But
there should be
surrogacy, you're sitting there paying
some.
you're paying
Surrogate
should.
parents should be
It should,
illegal.
unless the mother or the father is not able to produce a child. It should be fucking illegal.
If you can't
What?
produce, why are you doing it?
Absolutely.
On what grounds?
On what grounds?
You want this? Take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Take it.
On what grounds? Because your womb shouldn't be rent, just like you shouldn't sell body parts, bro. You can't sell an organ. So why are you renting your womb?
Why can't she rent her womb?
Because I can't sell my kidney because I'm in debt. I need money. That's why. But it's the same shit, fam. Why are you laughing?
This
Realistically, it
is
is.
ridiculous.
No, but man, look at it
But
this way, right?
you're-
No, hold on, let's target him.
Okay.
Like, let's look at it in this sense. Say, for
facts.
example, you meet, I don't know, Josie on the street, right? Josie says, "Hey, man, I like you a lot. No. I want this. I want that." You're gonna
What's
look
a
at
this
her.
and What's to that? Like,
Let's
be
say
specific.
it goes to the intimacy level, and she says, "Matt, I want you to make whatever you want to do. Let's have a baby now." And then y'all go, you do everything you need to do, but you have physically, like, let's metaphorically pouring it. Say you have, I don't know, one ball,
Low
and that
sperm count.
one ball and that low sperm count at the same time.
Damn, man, you have
How
it
are you
hard.
gonna go after and say, "Hey, Josie, okay, I want to make this happen for you, but I don't want to tell you that I got low sperm count and one ball." What are you gonna do then? How are you
Well,
gonna make that shit happen?
let me just make sure I get this scenario right.
You have one ball.
Is this a random woman I've met, or is this someone I've been dating for a while?
I don't know. Let's say you've been dating 2 months, 3 months, whatever, a year, whatever you want to.
There's
give
a
it.
bond there.
There's a bond. Yeah, there's a bond. There's the whole
There's no
attachment.
bond
everything.
formed in 1 year that's going to make me
You never know.
agree to having a
You
child.
never know.
never know, man. Never say
you-
never.
I
Bro,
know
you can
me.
walk outside now and find the woman of your dreams and not really know about it, and all of a sudden you go through your motions.
Very
and
possible.
poof, everything happens, and then if she
Hard
tells
line on
you,
the kids, though.
"Let's have a baby 6 months down the line after you guys form that bond today," type thing.
I would
But-
look at her and laugh.
But you know, sperm count is low. She wants it. You hypothetically want it at that point. You're gonna say, "Oh yeah, by the way, no, here, go see Jason. Jason has 3 balls and a high sperm count." Are you actually gonna be okay with that?
No problem.
So you're gonna literally say, if she wants to make you have a baby, Jason's sperm count is higher. You're gonna tell Jason, "Hey, yeah, here, take your
his
stuff
seed.
and implant it in her." I don't think
for
so.
it.
I don't.
There's
I don't see
there's
that.
no man on earth.
Let
that
me
can-
ask you a
Look,
question.
Obie doesn't know me as well as these guys.
No, it's not even that. But even
Wouldn't
at the
be an
point,
issue.
I can say 90% of the men in society will not look at that and say,
But
"Yo,
I don't.
I
I want to do
I don't
surrogacy."
see
I know
that.
he won't. I know I won't.
Because and the
You
thing
know?
is, you're saying somebody else's seed
yeah,
going
that's
where
what surrogacy is.
What, no,
realistically.
what we're talking about is Kim Kardashian's seed or egg, Kanye West's seed put together inside this woman.
into this random
Right.
person that
Not
they
her
lost.
egg. Not her egg.
Exactly.
It's
But-
Kim's egg and it's Kanye's seed
Right.
put together
They're
inside
See,
this
this is
woman.
attached to whose body?
Hers.
It's attached to her, but it's
Right,
not
and
her
so
kid.
therefore, she's the one feeding it. Whatever,
Yes.
Carrying it,
everything
supporting
is hers.
yes,
it,
but it's
feeling
not
the
her
kicks,
kid.
everything.
The
let me ask-
DNA of the child is literally Kim and Kanye.
Not necessarily.
No,
Let's put it in this different sense.
that baby is liable to contract any viruses that woman has.
Exactly.
Yes,
If
but
she's
the
a crackhead,
DNA of the child is
that baby's a crackhead.
Kim and Kanye's.
Well, we could assume. I don't know. But I want to ask you a question though, because like, put it real facts. Like Real shit. You think, whether it's legal or not, because I know that's what you're going to tell me, it's illegal to do this. But if I was a wealthy guy, right, and I needed a heart, and there's some woman in Chicago who has a kid, and the kid, my blood type, I'm O negative, and I needed it. You think it's right that she was to be like, to sell her son's heart to me?
No, that's
Why?
Why not?
Why not?
You were talking about taking organs out
It's
of
the same
bodies.
It's the
shit.
same
It's the
shit,
same
bro.
shit, except
No,
a different
it's
situation.
not.
It is. He's dying.
It's literally
But she wants to be
not
profitable.
The same.
It is. It is.
It's the
a
same
false
shit.
It's the same
comparison.
It's the same
Why?
shit.
What's the difference?
You're talking about literally taking, like you said before with the kidney, you're taking an organ out of your body to sell it, and you're saying, comparing like a woman's uterus to renting it out. Like, no, it's not.
But she
It's the
physically
same
is
shit.
renting her shit.
She's renting it. She's
She's
getting
renting
paid.
her womb to say, here, I'll
But
produce your
me
baby for
literally
you.
taking or selling my kid. It's not even my heart. It's my kid's heart.
But he's dying. He's going.
If he's on the organ donor list,
He's not. He's going, and he's willing to pay you big bucks for that shit. You gonna tell me she's wrong for doing it?
look, if my kid is dying
Yes.
and I know my kid's heart could save this man's life,
No. He's buying it. You're not donating that shit. He's buying it. Money.
for what?
Money. He got paper.
He's gonna give you an offer.
He's
you
gonna
can't
give you.
refuse.
He's gonna
Wants the
give you.
heart.
He's gonna give you
He needs it.
$50,000
Yeah.
for nothing.
He's gonna give you whatever
say
you
sure?
want. He got money
he
like
needs
that.
the heart.
But he got money like that.
If he needs the heart, and I want to make sure I'm understanding, like he's not just putting it in a jar and sitting it on a shelf.
no weird shit,
He needs
bro.
it because
Fuck outta here.
his heart's failing,
Right.
and my kid is dying. Like we know,
it's
when the kid is dead, take the heart out of my child, put it in him.
No, but the
save
kid's
his
not dead. For example,
But
the
even if
person
it-
is- the
even-
person's
I'm not going
still-
to kill
the
a
person's still-
child.
The person's still alive.
I'm not going
And they're
to
going to say,
kill
here,
a dying
rent
child.
my organ
gonna-
for ABC time.
No, but listen, because I'm basically going on your scenario here.
Okay, fine. Go with
If
it.
this child is dying,
Right.
when the child's
Right,
dead,
right.
take the organs out, save
Right.
another person's life.
Right, but the thing is, he's on he's on a list, but because he has bread, he's coming straight to you. So
When the child dies, you can have
and you
the
think
heart.
that's appropriate?
No.
It's an organ dome.
It's not a donor,
not a
bro.
donor.
It's a
It's-
fucking
it's the
sale.
man-
Stop-
Like I said, I'm not killing this kid. When the
It's
child is
a
dead,
sale.
you can have the heart.
It doesn't matter. It's a sale. Because you're exchanging that heart for cash. Because he got money, he jumps the line, and you don't know who was first in line. But he
Will
got
his
bread.
life be saved?
You're dancing around.
Because look,
it, bro.
either you're going
We
to
could- we
save
could
his life
switch the
or
whole
somebody
shit
else's
right
life,
now.
but there's only one heart to give.
We could switch the whole thing right now.
I don't see what the issue is here.
So let's flip it up. Let's talk about I don't know.
I don't like this is their scenario. I don't get it.
Bro, because
I
you know
don't
what you're
think-
talking.
I don't think you understand what they're trying to say.
You
the
think
same.
it's okay to rent a womb, but wrong to sell an organ?
Jason, go ahead and simplify.
I never
Let me-
said it's run cell organ.
Yeah, you did.
I'm
The
saying if
surrogacy is basically
you're trying
your-
to set me up to say like, oh, we're just gonna take this kid's heart out. Now he's dead. And
No,
then
he's
so-
dying. He's going.
But-
But this guy's jumping to the top of the list because he's offering you cash.
Like I said, either his life is gonna be saved or somebody else's life is gonna be
Okay,
saved.
so let's give you a new situation again.
Like I understood that.
Let's give you a new situation, okay? And
We
let's
can go through 1,000
Let's hit it. Let's hit it in one last spec, and then we'll use this as the last point. Let's say you meet Cindy tomorrow. You and Cindy.
Who the fuck is Cindy?
Cindy's random. I don't know. Cindy's the random woman that we came up with. You meet Cindy. You and Cindy fall madly in love with each other, right? Cindy says, "Yo, Matt, I really love you. I want this. I want that. Matt, let's start a family. Let's slowly do it, and so on and so forth, right?" Now, Cindy says, "I want to have a baby." Cindy looks at you and she's like, "I want Tracy to carry that baby instead, but I don't want to do it." She doesn't give you no full, actual, realistic reason. You're gonna tell her, "Sure, yeah, okay, let's do it, and let's let Tracy carry the baby."
As
and
long
feel
as
no way
it's
about it?
my seed, her egg, put it in Tracy, your pussy stays in its rightful position, we are good to go.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm glad you said it and not me. Because
You know how many of us are glad that he did that? Trust me.
I'm glad you said it and not me. 'Cause
No.
I don't see the issue here.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Okay.
cool. We're
So,
not
I don't
going to
know.
agree.
Matt, you know what?
We're
You
good
pick the
this
next topic then. Let's go. You pick the next topic, and then we'll politic on that next.
Should we jump in on the whole Ayesha Curry on the red table
yes,
situation?
let's do
Oh,
that.
fuck.
Let's talk about how she's skis in the streets.
Oh, shit.
Still.
Wow. No
Hey.
respect.
She's
That's
from
the hill you
Toronto. I
wanna
respect
ride.
everyone from Toronto.
Bro, you can't generalize like that, bro.
I wasn't gonna say
Everyone
anything
from
like
Toronto.
that.
Everyone from Toronto is somehow fucked up. Well, what more?
Time
do I
out.
have to
Time
keep
out.
saying?
Time out.
Wow.
Time out.
You
Time out.
can't
Time out.
say that,
Time out.
Jason.
How?
Tristan Thompson, Brampton.
That's an isolated situation, though.
Ayesha Curry, Drake.
Isolated situation.
It's not isolated. They're all
Okay.
That's three separate different people from different areas
that
and
thought.
different walks of life.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Because that's your stance. What's your stance? Let's just.
Okay, Tristan Thompson. Let's give it to him. One, he's 6'10" and rich, and stupid.
No, stick to before we jump into
Go
that.
ahead, yeah.
Just your stance on Ayesha Curry. Let's just make sure we lay or at least get some ideas out.
Realistically, she's a Curry. She is on that throne with Steph and their 2 kids and, the whole bloodline and everything. So realistically, it's not to say that she's not doing something positive. She has her cooking shows, her books, her Martha Stewart things that she does. She has a positive aspect. But again, like we mentioned before we even came on air, people get caught under that microscope sometimes. You can slip up. Something stupid and tiny that you don't think is fucked up can come out into light, and then like, yo, look what he did yesterday. And then they're just gonna focus on that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's not to say there's a lot of negative that we can come up and say, yo, Ayesha Curry's a fucked up mom, she's a crackhead, she's this, she's that. There's none of that anywhere. There's no track record of any of that shit, right? So it's not to say that we can come and say, yeah, that story's true. Yeah, that's what she is. So that's my point on it, realistically.
Molly?
Well, I don't know, because me personally, for what I gathered from it, because I didn't watch the actual interview.
Yeah, I saw like the 4-minute clip where they really. Like,
I didn't even see that. But I just, from what I was gathering, people were calling her all sorts of names because she was seeking attention and whatnot. I think it's pathetic that, whether men or women, that we would do that to somebody. At the end of the day, that's somebody's daughter, somebody's wife, and that's a human. And we're social being. Like I don't think no one wants to live in the shadow of their husband or wife. You know what I mean? And I think she has a right to want to be her own person and want that attention. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make her a thought.
Yeah.
No,
the way I saw it, I looked at it like this. Knowing the years of Ayesha Curry on social media prior to her really finding her own lane, her whole thing was essentially being first the girlfriend, then being the wife, now being the mother. She's pretty much been with Steph since high school sweethearts. They've literally just been those two. And for her whole majority of the most important years of her life, she has been in his shadow.
Right.
So now you have this superstar husband who naturally gets attention from everyone. Men love him, women love him. He's raking in 70 mil a year. He is the fucking man. Mm-hmm. And for her, I look at it as, I wasn't mad at what she said. I wasn't even appalled by it because I understood it. If you have been, in a sense, conditioned to live a certain way and look at your life certain because Christian upbringing, can't expose yourself too much. You have to keep yourself for your husband. You got to stay by him. You got to essentially be, that old-fashioned notion of where he leads, you follow type of thing. You will come to a point where you essentially need to figure out who you are on your own.
Okay, so before you move forward with that, right? Let's use that same example. Let's take Jay-Z and Beyonce, for example.
Yeah.
Those two, before they came out publicly with their whole marriage that they had many, many moons ago, they were both still doing their same thing. Jay-Z was doing his shit, putting out his albums. Beyonce was putting out her albums. Still now, to this day, they're still individually putting out their albums. Beyonce's putting out her homecomings. Jay-Z's doing his tours.
Well, perfect
this and that
example
and that.
of
And they're
those
still
two.
always going all over the place.
Beyonce was an established star, and this doesn't even have to be in the quality of celebrity or fame. Mm-hmm. We can just go down in the regular sense of just who they are as people. Mm-hmm. We knew who Jay-Z was. We knew who Beyonce was. Mm-hmm. Beyonce knew who she was, and Jay-Z knew who he was. Mm-hmm. There was no discrepancies or there was no connection of them to know who they were when they found each other. They were individuals in this relationship. Whereas
for sure.
When you're with someone in high school, you immediately form that, I'm for you, you're for me, and your whole life revolves around this person. And for them, high school sweethearts to this very day,
20 years beyond.
Her whole life has essentially been Steph Curry. So I look at it as, now that she has her cooking show, now that she's really stepping out into a light where she's figuring out who she is as a person and the things that she likes, the goals and aspirations that she wants, she's starting to notice that everything that she has been living, not that it's a lie or anything, but there are certain expectations of more that you want. And I feel like this one line of her saying, you know, like the fact that she sees Steph gets like the groupies and all this stuff, not that he's acting on it, but her not getting any of that, as much as we know he loves her, has provided for her and given her everything she wants, everybody at some point in time wants to know that they're still wanted.
All right. Let me ask you. This is what I don't agree with what she says.
Oh Lord.
No, it's true. Like if
It's his opinion, let him have it.
yeah, if you're with a man who's been faithful with you, regardless of whatever groupies, you may see the groupies or looking at him and stuff like that. Has Steph Curry ever came on and said, "Oh, look at all these groupies on me" or anything like that? Have you seen Steph Curry with any groupies
No,
around
of
him?
course not.
Of course not. So again, he may not be even paying attention to any of that shit. She is though, and
Well, of course.
and why? But if you know who your man is, why are you so insecure what about other people are doing? And it's like, oh, how come guys aren't looking at me? Why do you worried about other guys looking at you when you have your own dude who's always been with you, providing for you? This dude is probably the second highest paid player in the NBA, and you're still worried about other dude looking at you? Come on now.
No, but
no, I
that
think. No, go ahead.
take
go
it,
ahead.
take it.
I don't want to say it's an insecurity because from the video that I saw, it was clear she's not saying that she's unhappy with what Steph is doing for her and she wants these, like she now wants men to look at her. It's more of noticing that she's in a place where she just wants to know if she's more than what he's saying. Because at a certain point, like you can be with somebody and they can give you everything and they can always tell you, you know, like you're beautiful, you're this, you're that. But if only one person's telling you that, you don't always believe it. You know, like it's like when your mother is like saying, "Oh, you're a special kid. You're this. You're amazing. You're special." But nothing around you is supporting that.
But what's the
I
most
feel like
important
that's
thing?
probably what she's feeling when she's like, I men don't hit on me the way people give him that attention. And for that, it's not insecurity. It's more
That's the definition of in being insecure. That's the very definition of being insecure.
But if
And
you
it's
look at
like-
it, if you look at it in Jason's standpoint, right, and keeping it straight and simple, whenever she's done her cooking shows or her books or her random public appearances, right, what's the first thing she does? She goes home, she deals with Riley and whatever the other child's name, who I don't remember is, and then she has him. Plus, you know, occasionally his brother's there, his parents are there, his brother's wife and things, so on and so forth. Realistically, at that level where those two are at right now, who needs anything else? Realistically, if you put it. Like, I mean, I can guarantee, like I said, and we can bounce back and forth off it. It's all we want. It's one stupid comment that she just happened to say in that limelight that they're in. Some camera caught it and said, "Fuck, let's flip this shit." And that's what all of this celebrity bullshit is about.
I know, and I
realistically.
agree with that. Like, I
But I
don't
wouldn't
think
say- I wouldn't
she
say-
needs to like. I don't want to say she has to seek anything more because I feel a lot of people are looking at it as this is your life. It's so perfect, but we know of so many people with the money, with the fame, with all the love that they get from fans, and they still commit suicide. They still hurt themselves. They still do drugs. They still have depression. Like we know these things.
Like, look at
not
those
saying
NFL
Ayesha
players,
Curry is on that level, but when you're in a position where, yes, you're in the limelight and everybody who tends to give you attention gives it to you because of your husband. And I think that's where she's
No, but she has her own lane, though.
personal attention. And when it comes to like getting it from men, it's more of, am I still a sexual person? Am I still someone who's attractive to people outside of my husband? Which, I mean, let's be honest, like as guys, sometimes we flirt just to know if we still got it. I mean,
That
In her
that's the
case- in her
personality.
lie
case-
right now, please.
In her
thank you.
case, if no, but look at it this way, right?
He does not.
If she does
But-
it in her case, if she does it in her case, right? She's gonna look at it and say, "Yo, what's Steph gonna think about if I go and let's use Tristan Thompson?" She's gonna come and say, "Yo, I hit on Tristan Thompson yesterday." Steph's gonna look at it and be like, "That's a dude that I go to battle with every day on the
Oh,
court."
she hits on Tristan Thompson. She's got to aim higher.
I don't
You know
even
what I
think
mean?
it's not, I don't even think it's any of those what you guys are saying. I don't think it's an attention
It's just
thing.
some dumb thing that she said. So a camera caught it and said, "Fuck it."
I wouldn't even go as
throw
far
it
as
in the air.
saying it's dumb.
It's
I think-
validation.
I think it's not even validation. I think like a lot of these people, and mostly women, they have to live a certain lifestyle. being with these NBA, NFL, movie stars, you're often most likely by yourself. Yes, you have the big house. You have the kids,
the cleaning people.
The cleaning people. You can't keep a group of friends because they might be using you for this. They might be
you gotta keep
leveraging all
your
sorts
circle
of
very
shit.
tight.
And yes, your husband's desired by most people. I think what she was probably trying to express, from what I gather, is that it's not that she wants the attention, it's that she's more than just Ayesha Curry, Steph Curry's wife, baby. You know what I mean? She has her own thing going too.
Yeah,
and
but Jamal, she is doing more. She's already more than Steph Curry's wife because she has a cookbook and all that stuff.
yeah,
going
but
on.
how much time when you hear about her in the media, it's not related to her being Steph Curry's wife. She needs her own
He's
identity.
the bigger star, regardless of
No,
what
but
it is.
at the
He's
end of
bigger
the day,
star.
She's still her own person.
She's her own person.
She is her own. Yeah,
and
she's
that's
an
what
individual.
She's saying, like, essentially, she's like, yo, no one looks at me because they look at me as Steph Curry's wife. I need to be looked upon as Ayesha Curry, an individual who happened to be married to Steph Curry. I think that's what she was trying to say, and by using that analogy or that imagery, it got distorted into some stupidness about her wanting attention from men.
Yep.
That's all it was.
And the thing too is, like, I feel like a lot of people focused on mainly that without the other things that she was saying is essentially her just wanting to be seen as an individual person.
Right. I think
But
that's what
obviously
it is.
that statement is the one that blows up because, like I said, you have guys out there that look up to Steph Curry and respect him so much and know how good of a husband he is, on top of the fact that he's a great basketball player. And then you have people that look at her because of him and they're like, well, they're not going to cross that line because of how much they respect him.
That's true. So let's close this topic. Let's each throw one last point at it, and then we're gonna throw another fire topic out. This one, trust me,
If it's on your brain, we'll
if
put
we
it
can
out
throw
there.
this one out, then we're gonna
Final
have fun with
thoughts,
this one.
Jason?
Final thought, Jay?
No, I have no thought. I'm okay. I do have one last thought. I'm just in the mindset of that your man has never been caught in any situation, never been caught up in any situation. But you're still worried about other dudes looking at you, when the only dude who's looking at you has been looking at you the whole time. But you're worried about other dudes looking at you. I find that
assume
just
that.
stupid.
He might be banging birds off, and we don't know it.
But yeah, but he's not Tristan Thompson. He didn't get caught up. And
doing
again, he's
it
from
in front of
Ontario.
cameras.
Okay,
And again, he's from Ontario.
So what you're saying
Tristan's been trying to leave that relationship for years.
is, so what you're saying
She just
is,
wouldn't let him go.
Oh yeah.
what you're saying is, it's okay for you to cheat when the public don't know, but your wife could know, but the public don't know.
No,
and
you
keep that
shouldn't
good
cheat at
image.
all.
I don't
You
think
shouldn't
that's
cheat
what
at
he was
all.
saying.
But
No,
no,
what I
that's
said.
not what he was saying.
But
though.
what were you saying that he's not Tristan Thompson?
Huh? He's not stupid like Tristan Thompson.
But what you don't know that if he
No,
doesn't have extra.
okay, we're not going to
affairs.
make it all
I'm
about his
saying
success.
Steph
He's
Curry-
saying
I'm
based
saying
on
Steph
what
Curry-
we know,
right.
he's a
Steph
great
Curry
guy.
makes good decisions.
She shouldn't be looking for grass is greener on the other side. That's
And I don't
all
think
he's
she's
saying.
looking for that.
That's what he's saying, though.
But I don't think that's what
because we
she's
can make
looking
all
for.
the hypotheticals in the world. At the
Like
end
I
of the day,
said,
let's just
It's
go
a
by what's
dumb
in front
thing
of us.
that was said that got caught on camera, and then they said, "Yo, let's try to do exactly what we're doing right now. We're all sitting here politicking it, throwing ideas, scratching our brains, and then that's what's going to happen." I mean, the only difference is that our opinion gets looked at differently than the massive celebrities that whoever watches this tomorrow or right now is not going to sit and say, "Yo, these guys don't know nothing." They're just going to say whatever they want to say, and that's it. But if using stupid again, Tristan Thompson, if he went and said something right now and tweeted something about it, everybody and their goddamn mother is going to say something about it.
Right. I just think honestly we're too reactive as a society, and we take things the way like face value or wherever we interpret it. Obviously, social media gives us the ability to voice these unnecessary comments because I don't think everybody should have a voice. I'm sorry.
Oh my
It's a
God,
fact.
hell no.
And I think it's stupid because a lot of people are going at her, and I've seen tweets.
No, some people have
Men and women
people
are
are
like,
vicious. Some people
over
are
the
vicious
fucking
for nothing.
top, bro.
men and women alike be like, oh, she's thirsty. And yet you be in your city doing horror shit, men and women, for attention from the opposite sex.
Yep.
You shouldn't be, don't criticize somebody because I think it was misinterpreted and it was spinned for a reaction.
That's how I feel about
and
it too,
people
man.
should just let her be. And if that's the way she feels, she has the right to feel that way. You can't tell somebody how to feel.
Look, I'll just keep it as simple as possible. It's not about celebrity. It's not about providing. It's simply, at a certain point, we all want to feel validated through things that are outside of ourselves. Like we want to know that we're wanted. We want to know that we're loved. We want to know that we're desired. I feel like in this conversation that she was having with these women, she felt it was a safe enough space where she could say, yeah, I have moments where I would love to know that men other than my husband find me attractive.
That's the thing.
That's it. That's all. And I don't think there's anything wrong
nothing
with wanting to know that somebody outside of your spouse still thinks you're an attractive person, because a lot of times we could be falling down that ladder. We could be slipping and just getting a bit lazy on taking care of ourselves. And then
have 2 kids and maybe
our partner, because they love us, will literally look us dead in the face and say, no, you're still beautiful. You're this, you're that. Whereas sometimes that outside force that says it just perks you up a bit more. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
I'm Julian McKenzie, co-host of the Scrum Podcast, a sports show I'm doing with my podcasting partner in crime, Tristan D'Amour, on the Up Forward Network. Every week, we analyze something different from the Canadian sports media landscape. Lack of diversity, getting a job in the field, coverage of different sports, and answering some of the harder questions. Through a combination of back-and-forth discussion and high-profile guest interviews, we're aiming to figure out exactly what's up in the world of sports. Find us wherever podcasts are sold. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, Message in a Bottle, Morse Code, Telegram, Singing Telegram, Target, Walgreens, Bird's Nest, Dad's Shed, and a crowded convention center bathroom.
Hi, I'm Mel.
And I'm Sass.
And we're the host of The Last Stretch.
A sports podcast.
It's a podcast where we're going to talk about, well, sports.
Specifically, what we do look at is what makes an athlete be the best that they can be. So not only do we talk to some athletes, but we talk to the people behind the athletes, from trainers to sports psychologists, you name it, we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about other issues revolving sports as well, hot button issues like concussions, maybe doping.
Give us a listen. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay. So here's the last thing with me being the guest for the week, right? Do we spin it on a positive, or do we come up with another wildish point? What do you guys want to do?
What, topic-wise? Mm-hmm. Dude, as the guest.
Normal or wild? What do you want?
Do what you want, man.
All right, fuck it. Let's throw caution to the wind right now, right? Let's discuss Cardi B and Offset.
What about him?
So Cardi B got caught on air, I think, on Entertainment Tonight on Friday or Thursday last week, saying that, one, she had Botox in her ass, her lips, and she even said flat out in an interview that I heard on Sway on Thursday or Tuesday, I got my titties done because my baby sucked the shit out of my tits. Who the fuck says that? First of all, as a parent. Who the fuck does that? Who the fuck says my child sucked the fuck out of my tits? So I had to redo them.
We're surprised Cardi B said something like that?
It's not a matter of being surprised, but you're on Entertainment Tonight, which is established, right? Why the fuck are you doing that? That's the other thing we got to look at.
I'll be honest, this is another non-issue to me.
No, she's
Bro, are you serious? No, I'm just sitting here looking at you, acting like this.
I'm supposed to care she got Botox and her titties done and said that?
It's the fact that she said, my baby sucked the shit out of my tits, so I had to redo them.
Yo,
how many mothers can go through the act of breastfeeding, going 5, 6, maybe 10 or more times a day, and will never come and say, yeah, you know what? I need to get my titties redid because my baby drank way too much and sucked the shit out of them. Who the fuck does that?
If this is the future, bro. If this is the future parents and these are the kids they're bringing up, I'm glad I don't want to have kids.
Don't care.
It's not even a matter of having kids. It's the fact that society is fucked up.
Yeah. Like this is it's inappropriate for you to do that, bro. I don't give what she's for her to be to
come out and say what she said. Get her titties done.
No, for her to be like,
the titties done is a different story, but to come out and say,
my kid sucked the shit out of my titty, bro. Like you're not people need to stop treating kids as accessories, bro. Like they're not your car. You don't polish them up on Sundays and ride. You know what I mean? Like
the same thing like Kim Kardashian.
No, that's some fucked up shit, bro. People need to take
Kim Kardashian is not coming out raw like that, saying, "Oh,
you need to take people need to take motherhood seriously."
Yeah,
so she needs to be censored.
But
she needs to filter her mouth.
You don't fucking cross. Yeah, but you don't. There's a line that you don't cross.
So she needs to be censored.
Yeah, we had our conversation about Cardi B.
I could give a fuck what she says.
Right.
So let's come back to that same point, and I can predict your answer already as it is. That's your woman. You and her just had a baby a year ago. She comes out on national fucking television.
No,
and
she
says,
said it to your homeboys.
Thank you.
Your homeboys. We're watching a football game and
what are you gonna say to that?
She's like, oh, you guys like my new tits? My baby sucked the shit out of them, so I got to get them redone. You going to feel comfortable with it? And be like, oh, look at them. I paid for them.
Dude,
Let's hear his answer.
How is this
that's
a
a question.
comparable
That's a real question.
situation?
It's a
It's
simple
real
question.
fucking question. Why
That's
you
a
laugh,
real
bro?
truest. Say we're sitting here watching the Super Bowl, and randomly she just comes out, she brings out whatever she wants to do, and
is
poof.
my girl Cardi B?
If it was,
She's the Cardi B type.
She's a Cardi B type, then
Yeah.
I should expect her to say shit like that. So I wouldn't give a fuck.
Wow.
but if she came out and said that shit, right? Say for example, you invited, I don't know, some random dude that has never met her before, or she's saying this shit in front of your parents type shit. You're gonna sit and just look at them and say, I don't know why she said it, God, but
In
it
front
was
of
what it
my
was.
parents,
It's the same shit. Her
It's the
parents
same-
her parents are watching Entertainment Tonight. They're seeing the
But I
shit that
mean-
she's saying.
they're gonna notice she got her tits done.
But is she gonna
Dog,
come
stop
out and
making
say,
excuses.
"Hey, mommy,
I'm not
daddy"?
even making excuses. I don't see an issue in this.
What do you see an issue with? I'm just curious.
Thank you. That was my
In
next
this
question.
scenario,
I'm
there's
just
In any scenario.
general.
In any scenario.
Because you're
I don't
like
know,
fucking Aleister
maybe that
Crowley out
massage
here.
really helped me out, man. Like,
Because we've thrown out, I think, 3-4 topics, and you've given your opinions, and there's been
love kind
no.
of guy, man.
What?
I'm a lead with love kind of guy.
Lead with love?
So how does
You
that affect
practice that?
any of this?
Yeah.
Because I don't see you practice that sometimes. I'm just saying. I'm not going back to dig up old bodies, but I'm just saying. But hey, if that's
I
what
don't
you
even know what he's talking
if
about.
that you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Don't pretend,
Oh,
bro.
you don't have to swear.
Put him on the-
no,
put him
but
on
I
the
really
spot.
don't
Put him
know
on
what
the
he's
spot.
talking about.
Jamal, put that bass
Because you
in
don't
his
lead
voice.
with love with Michael Jackson, with fucking Bill Cosby, with R. Kelly. You don't lead with love with that shit, bro. You come out full out like with Cardi and all these
here
other.
we go.
No, but I'm just saying, bro. You got to keep it. We had this
The
conversation. I'm not going-
agendas will always agenda.
So look at
It's
it this
not
way.
an
No, hold
agenda,
on. Let
bro.
me cut you off real quick. So let's use this hypothetical situation that you have 3 children. Okay, you have 3 daughters. One is, I don't know, 25, 19, 16. R. Kelly walks down the street and takes your 17-year-old and says, "Hey, I want to pee on her."
I'm a
What
Lisa
the
for
fuck
the
are you
night.
gonna say to her? I mean, to him after that. Are you just gonna say, "Yeah, sure, take my daughter. Yeah, you're R.
First
Kelly.
off,
Go pee on her. No
the
problem."
idea that R. Kelly's gonna take my daughter, that's the
He's
first
R. Kelly.
mistake.
He
Lead
can
with
do whatever
love,
the hell he
bro.
wants.
Don't say it's ludicrous because
No
a lot of those
fucking
Lead
parents
with
Lead
love, as he said.
with
Exactly.
love.
Lead with love. Let's
Not
use
my
that.
kid, my friend.
Lead with love.
So let's use that lead with love example.
Not my. I
R.
will
Kelly,
lead
R.
with
Kelly
love,
will,
and I
will
will.
snatch up your child
I
and
will
say,
warn
"Yo."
him of the consequences of thinking you were going to take my daughter.
But he's R. Kelly, right?
You need
So-
to lead with love.
He's leading with love. He's stepping in the
leading
name
with
of love, for
love.
example.
He's warning first.
He's stepping in there with the name
so
of love.
where's the warning for Cardi as a young mother? Brazen.
We're-
Hold the fuck up. I'm
We're
not done.
talking
No,
about
but hold
her
up, I'm not-
announcing that
Oh.
her child sucked her titties to the point that she had to get surgery.
Bro,
Matt,
there's
role
there's
model.
People being
Why do you want me to be mad at her
is people
for?
Role
aware of
model.
who they're getting pregnant these days? Because they're getting pregnant. Some people should not have fucking babies. They should not be allowed to be reproduced.
Tell that to Offset, not me.
bro. But we need to have
Like,
standards, bro.
why do I have to be the one to police her?
It's not
No,
about
but it's not about policing her. It's
about
about
saying what's
policing
right from
society.
You
wrong.
literally just said you want to censor her.
Yes?
Yes,
Of course.
101%.
Of course.
Okay.
How many, look at it this way, right? There's a lot of young mothers that are running around the
Bro,
world
that's
too, right?
disgusting, bro.
But how are you going to look at a random young mother and say, "Yo, you know what? Say whatever the fuck you want about your child or yourself." And now, keep in mind, we're in the age where there's cameras on phones.
Because it does
there's this,
absolutely nothing
How?
to me.
It does nothing to you.
It does
So-
nothing for you, but say, for example, like I said, let's use this example. You have that 17, 19-year-old daughter, right? She's looking up to Cardi B as her fucking role model. Yo, I want to be Cardi B. I am Cardi B. I'm this, I'm that. You're going to look at her and say, you know what? Go and whore and strip and do what the fuck she's doing. But because she's rich and says dumb shit, you're going to make that normal?
When my child is an adult, do as you wish.
Bro, I have 2 adult kids already as it is. And I'm not going to put that
I can
idea in
only
them.
guide you,
Uh-huh.
but once you're an adult,
Why?
if you need me, I'm here for you.
So your
Why?
mom has zero influence on you as a grown man at this age.
So if you
At
right
this
now
age,
said, I want to
when I
fly
go
to
to my mom
Nairobi and
for
impregnate
advice,
50
she's there
women,
for me, but outside
your
of
mother
that,
will actually,
I live.
no. I don't believe in that whatsoever.
Let me
regardless
ask
of
you a
that.
question though on some real shit because I'm puzzled.
Very.
If you because you don't seem to have a problem with these type of things.
Anything we've
So
discussed
it's
yet.
okay for somebody because I know Cardi B is the type to do it. Someone
Crazy.
said if she had no money,
Hmm.
rich Cardi B won't probably do it because she could afford it. But if she was to leave her kid and go party, you would have an issue with that, right?
Who are you leaving your kid with?
Nobody. She's just going out and fucking partying.
So the kid's just home alone?
Right.
Yep.
Oh,
Because
that's a cops on her.
That's the type of mother you're pretty much raising because they don't want to destroy their body for the birth of a child. Don't have a fucking child, bro.
Wait,
if you can't afford a
wait.
beam,
No, we're
How
recapping
is
everything
Cardi
together.
doing that if she's clearly been with this child enough that the child was literally ruining her tits?
bro, your child don't ruin your life, bro. You don't.
I
ruin
didn't say
your
life.
Tits,
I said
but
ruin
you-
her tits.
but
They
you
don't
can't
ruin your
tits,
body.
bro. Like
Wait,
what the
don't.
fuck?
Why are you making the
What
assumption
type of
she's not in
shallow
her
beings
kid's
are out
life?
there that you? But why are you so accepting to these type of low life people?
Why
bro?
are you looking at it like she is the worst
She is the
possible
worst.
thing in the
We've
world?
already
to
had
a
this
child?
conversation.
We've
and
had
you know
the
where I stand with her.
discrepancies of where
She's
she's
the
come
worst.
with some of her shit.
She's a low life.
I'm not saying she's a honorable,
By
put at the
far
top
not.
of society person.
Okay, no,
but
no,
for you to
Zamani,
make
hold
the
on.
assumption
Hold on.
that she's not doing right by her child
Chop
is
him out.
weird.
Let me throw him under the bus on this one. Okay, so let's go back to the fact of children. Cardi B's your daughter, and she's saying this shit on TV. How are you gonna feel?
Cardi B's an adult, man.
No, but if she's your daughter, you raised this child for all of these years, and she comes out.
Then
and
I've seen it happen. I've seen
no,
the
but
progression.
you have not
I
seen
cannot
this
be
happen.
mad.
All of a sudden, now you, as you just said, she's an adult now and can say whatever the
Matt,
hell she wants.
Matt, you may not be mad,
She's
but-
gonna literally sit and say, "Yo, my dad doesn't care. I'm not gonna give a shit if my dad sees me talking all kind of foolishness on TV," and then he's gonna say, "Yes, I'm gonna let my dad know that I went and redid my tits because my child sucked the fuck out of my tits." And you're gonna sit there as a father and say,
So-
"Okay,
Matt,
daughter, no
I have a
problem."
question for you.
I would not give a fuck.
Matt,
He's not gonna answer this question.
Matt, I have a question for you.
I'm answering every question.
I have a question for you.
Like,
I have a question for you, and this is going to be a deep one.
go
because-
for it, broski.
Because you said you don't like R. Kelly. You hate what he did, was despicable and everything like that.
I don't like what he did, man.
Okay.
It's
So
despicable.
how could you accept what Cardi B is doing and saying in public, especially in the light of what she said when she drugged people?
I got them
But
raped.
R. Kelly's doing the same thing, essentially, and you have no love for him.
Allegedly.
What's the same thing, essentially?
Allegedly.
Elaborate. What's the same thing?
Acting
essentially?
ratchet in general. It's same bad behavior type. They're
But let
all
me
acting
add
the
something
same
to
way.
your Jason,
they're
what
acting
Jason's saying. I
same
wanna
bad
add something to
behavior.
that.
Add-
So Cardi B openly admitted that she drugged her
Yeah.
victims, got them butt fucked
By transgender
by tranny,
people.
and you're cool with that.
She said she would make them have sex with a tranny. She never said anything about them getting fucked by one.
Well, I mean, how do you fuck a tranny, bro? What do you fucking?
Or transgender. We shouldn't say tranny. That's a slur.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I'm just saying, why you laugh at this guy? But the whole point
Are
is,
you making the assumption that the transgender woman that was brought into the room had a penis?
well, bro, chance. I don't know what chance mean, bro.
No, but look at it this way.
No, hold on. That's
Going
not the
on
point. We
Cardi
shouldn't
B's
even argue
aspect.
that, though.
Going on
We
Cardi
should-
B's aspect.
You brought it up.
No, but Cardi B is shallow. So
not the
for
point I'm
all
trying
we
to
know,
argue. Brought it
could
up.
be exactly that.
But that's
I'm
not the point I'm
asking
trying to
the
argue,
question.
though.
I'm
No,
asking
no.
a question.
That's not the point I'm trying to argue with you.
No, I'm asking for
I'll answer the question.
clarification.
I'll answer
Hold
yes.
on,
The
hold
tranny
on.
has a
I'm
dick and
asking
trying to
the
fuck
question.
him.
I'm the one asking the
Jamal,
question.
Transgender.
Yes.
Please don't say tranny.
It's the same
a
difference.
slur.
Oh, yeah.
The same
It's a slur.
difference.
Okay.
So transgender. Okay, answer the question now.
So, wait, which question am I answering?
Go over Jason first.
The one, yes, the transgender tried to fuck the dude that she drugged.
Because he's drugged, so we know he ain't fucking nothing.
Well, to clarify for that specifically, she was saying if her man cheats on her, then she would make him think that everything was good. I'm going to set up a threesome for you. And then he would have sex with both her and the transgender woman.
Bro, she even
didn't
flat
say-
out said when she used to strip and these guys would not tip her well, she would drug them with whatever the hell she came up with.
Yeah,
and
these
then
were two separate videos.
she would leave the room
These are two separate videos.
and send a transgender in the room to continue whatever the hell she wasn't doing. The guy's drugged at this point, not realizing, not understanding what's happening.
Yeah.
And you're thinking whatever the hell her name was
And look,
at that point is there.
I don't approve of that.
And it's a random person that just happens to be a transgender.
I've never once said I'm okay with that.
But you don't denounce her like you denounced Bill Cosby that was accused of something like that. Yet she's admitting, and you seem to be cool with it. But Bill Cosby
As I've
was
told you
accused.
1,001 times,
Yeah.
I was done with Bill Cosby.
His thing was the
prior
race
to
thing.
The rape thing.
His thing was the race thing with Bill Cosby. Not
Okay,
the,
so
like
fine.
I
R.
was
Kelly.
done with him prior to all those things.
Okay, so but my point is, you still argued because we have this on tape. So I'm not deluded at all by saying this. You still had an issue with him because you said, "Oh well, there's multitude of women who came out and say this and say that accusation." So you still had some sort of. Don't give me that because a while ago you were smiling when I was being serious with the Cardi B thing,
Dude,
and now you're being all in your feelings.
I'm not in my feelings.
Yeah, I know your
man.
face, bro. You're in your feelings. Get out your bag.
I'm just like, we're
Get
here
out your
again,
bag.
man.
No, but it's the same, bro. Matthew, I told you 2 weeks ago, you got to stay consistent.
I am quite consistent.
You're not consistent because here you have, if this was done by a regular woman and it made news, you would not have positive shit to say.
What positive shit have I said about these scenarios?
Because you're downplaying it as if there's nothing wrong with what they're.
No, I've never said that
yes,
there's
I
nothing
have
wrong
no
with
problem
it.
with it. Means that there's nothing wrong.
No, I said with her robbing dudes.
No.
I have no problem with that.
I'm talking about the actual issue that we're talking with the
But
whole.
now when we're talking about the transgender stuff, which we never got a chance to touch on
Right.
the last time we were speaking,
Right,
I absolutely do not like any of that shit that she was saying.
Why?
Because that's a fucked up thing to do, similar to the Bill Cosby situation.
Is it because it's a tranny or
No, it's
transgender,
because you
or-
are literally setting up a scenario of sexual contact where somebody has not given consent. So I have I do not condone that whatsoever.
I mean, maybe you should boycott her music. You boycott everything else.
How did they boycott other people's music, right?
You feel me? R. Kelly was accused, and they want to mute that boy. But she admitted to it, and everybody's still bumping whatever shit she makes. That to me, it just doesn't sit well, and I just never understand it. That how people could be so. We live in such a society that people are so hypocritical. They do what the fuck they want, and then they tell, I'm standing up for the voiceless. I'm standing up for those who can't fight for themselves. But then your favorite artist do something fucked up, and then you're like, well, yeah.
Look, I've always said it. There's only one person I have complete and total bias for, and that's Rihanna.
I know. Your whatever you call her, your imperial royalty.
First off, it's
Jesus.
Her Excellency because she is an ambassador, and ambassadors have the title Excellency.
Sir, Drake is an ambassador.
Respect.
What are you going to say about Drake now? Drake's an ambassador.
Canadian royalty. Respect the man.
Drake's Canadian royalty.
Okay.
Only Jason
Come on.
disagrees with that title.
Come on.
What?
He's from Toronto.
His Excellency.
Time out.
The rude boy.
Say that again? Did you say he's from Toronto?
No, because Drake's from Toronto, so
Okay.
Jason automatically hates on him because he's from Toronto.
Yeah, and we know Jason
rude
loves
boy.
Toronto, right?
Nah, but on some real shit though, you got to stay consistent though.
I am quite consistent.
You know, and we
All
have
right.
to have standards, bro. Because at this
All right.
I know
point,
it
we're letting
hurts
go
your
of
soul that I
we're
am.
letting go of what like human values and shit that makes us different. We're acting very barbaric right now, as a society, as a generation, and we have to draw the line. It's not like no Aleister Crowley, do what thy wilt type society, bro. We have to have some sort of because we're gonna destroy.
We're not
yourself.
as barbaric as you.
We're
you're
gonna
making it
destroy
seem.
ourselves.
We have highlighted people in those positions, but not many people are
with
like
great
them.
influence, though. Those people are with great influence. There's gonna be people out here who's gonna be doing what Cardi does. They may not be able to.
So
hold
now,
on,
are we in a position where we have to go back to blaming celebs for anything that regular people do?
We all have a social responsibility.
You have a
of
responsibility
what we put the fuck out.
You have
Yes.
once you're on TV, you
we
have a
gotta hold them
responsibility. Man.
responsible.
You have
Just
a
like we want to
responsibility.
hold police responsible for their conduct, we gotta hold celebrity the same fucking way.
I agree with that.
But
We
if
do.
you look at it this way, right, and I'll
But
go,
I'm
and
not
I'll go
looking at these
backwards.
celebs as role models in a sense.
No, but that's us because we have
Now you're
and
not.
we
We
need
have
to
ideas
teach.
about it.
Now you're not. But when you were
at a
young and
certain
impressionable,
point, at a
you
certain
were.
point, parents and guardians have to be there to remind their kids and to teach their kids and be aware of what their kids.
So your dad was your hero growing the fuck up, bro? You had some sort of sports
At a
figure
point,
that you looked up
yes.
to. You had sports figures you looked up to.
Of course.
That's my point. So what you're saying is nonsensical. Because no matter how much you want to put the responsibility on parents, and you and I grew up in a different generation. We all grew up in different generations. We used to go the fuck outside to play. We didn't have
Yeah.
something attached to us at all times. We had no reach to celebrity, and they had no direct reach to us. Now we do. We live in that generation where you have 12-year-old girls, 11-year-old boys, or whoever it
Yes.
is with cell phones.
Which is
and-
why,
and they're looking up to
with
you know,
the way
Cardi
we
B's
know
and the
how
this
social
and
media
that.
is, how
Right.
easy access has become,
Right.
you need to be there and make sure that the things they are digesting are understood and explained.
Bro, we cannot.
It goes back to the conversation we said with the surrogates. If you're not going to actually explain to your kids what's going on, they find out from the outside and something happens, you only have yourself to blame.
That's different. That's like a one-off type situation because they're gonna have the conversation at one.
But you know what? You
time
have to look at
and-
everything as not even a one-off.
But
It's a progression. It's a day-to-day.
As
You
a
have
functional
kids.
parent,
You know you
as a
have to be
functional
there and you
parent,
need to see and you need
cannot-
to be involved.
As a functional parent, you cannot have this idea that you could prevent all your kids' exposure to these type of people. Impossible.
That's not what I'm saying.
So therefore, if as artists, as entertainers, as whatever they are, but mostly as humans, they should have the decency to put out quality things that, I mean, you could do what you got to do, but understand that you are in a position of influence. You are in a position of influence. And therefore, you should be mindful of how you go about influencing certain things.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Yes, they're in a place of influence, but it's not their job to make sure that they censor themselves for your feelings and your emotions.
All right, I'm just going to end this last part. And
I disagree completely.
I think the thing with these people they don't realize is that they wield a certain power and they don't know that type of power that they're wielding. So
quite opposite. They know exactly how much power.
But let
they
them finish.
don't.
Let them finish though.
They
Let them
don't
finish.
because I'll tell you why they don't. Because they're allowed to say anything reckless that they want to in the presence of security, in the presence of their own home that's up in the hills hiding away.
Of course.
Say these things in public, say these things with the people in the streets, they're gonna come after you, or you're gonna get most likely
Touched.
you're gonna get touched. So they know they don't understand the power that they're wielding exactly, because it's like it's the same thing what happened with XXX Tentacion talking all that shit, going against the Migos and all that stuff. Dude ended up dead because he's talking shit. That's what happened. Same thing with Tekashi talking shit. Now he can't go see Fat Joe and none of these people no more.
Nobody.
Because they're gonna touch him.
Snitched.
They're gonna touch him. And these people think, oh, I'm a star. They're just looking at money signs. And these are the people who are hot right now, who have the most influence. And when you're hot at the moment, you have the highest power to influence anyone that you want in your life. And if you keep putting ratchet people like Cardi B and all these people in the spotlight all the time, you're gonna grow up with a lot of fucked up people.
Already.
Well, look, in the case of Triple X, it wasn't a matter of him talking shit. He was literally set up.
You put that energy out there, bro.
And look, and granted, like, there was a time when he was doing a lot of fucked up shit. He was constantly saying, "Oh, if you're gonna do it, do it." But during the time when he was literally, you saw he was making changes in his life. He was helping people. He was being more of a positive person, and he was not even put in a position. Somebody knew where he was, called another person.
Yeah, but one
they
right
came for him.
doesn't correct 10 wrongs, man.
I'm not saying that.
Well,
I'm not saying that. I'm clarifying that it wasn't just simply your shit talking got you here, or he was set up. Like, it was a fucking
I agree
situation
with
for
what
him.
Matthew's saying, but I have a question for you. What's your thought on like Dr. Umar Johnson? You don't have a thought on it?
I don't follow him. I don't read
Why?
up on him.
Because I remember we had a conversation.
I really don't know enough about him.
Or
like, he's not somebody I
we had
care
a
about.
conversation with him about him, Brother Polite,
He's
Ben
not somebody
Shapiro.
I don't know who Brother Polite is. Umar Johnson, he's not somebody I
and
care
Ben
about.
Shapiro. Was it Ben Shapiro? His name
It
is
was Ben Shapiro,
Right.
Tariq Nasheed. And all the
Tariq
people.
Nasheed. Oh yeah, probably that's who.
Yeah,
you're
Tariq
talking
and Nasheed, I'm not a big fan of.
about. Why?
I feel he's a race baiter.
He's a race baiter. And Cardi B is taught in and it's the same concept. The same way you have a bias, not a bias, but you have a feeling towards what he's doing because the race baiter. Cardi B's out here influencing women and young girls the wrong way.
Look,
I think
I'm
should
not
have a
sitting
same
here and
issue with
saying
that.
I like want Tariq or don't know, is that Tariq like shut down or anything? Like, do your thing. Like, you're just not somebody I invest my time or energy in. Like, I do your thing. I don't care.
You're on the Aleister Crowley route. Do
All
it
right,
that
all
way.
right.
Like,
Let's
I
move
don't
on.
care.
Let's move on.
Okay.
We'll do one last thing
Understood.
because I know Obie's getting hungry. So, Obie,
Being up since 6 is crazy.
what's your last?
Same.
What's your topic? What's your topic?
So I mean, let's end this on a positive note for a change right now. So let's take
Always
something
positive.
yeah, we
as
always end positive.
let's go positive. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could take this last couple of seconds and plug a couple of things that are happening. Voice a few opinions and
Go ahead,
we
man.
call
Get
a
into
day.
it, man.
We call it a day. So I mean, partially part of the main reason I'm here with you clowns, of course, and I say clowns as a term of endearment. You guys
I respect it.
ready?
Okay.
Is
I usually call
mainly
them dickheads.
that I like clowns. Clowns is a better point, I've seen the show enough times. I always said it's always one of those things that you say, yo, I want to do, right? And then there's our affiliation with Allen and things like that from all them years. And I said, yo, you know what? because we've all been cool with Alan for all of those years, I was like, you know what? It's like clockwork doing this, right? So, I mean, going back to that aspect, is Alan, like, none of us can call this man and reach him at any given sake for longer than 5 minutes. He says, yeah, I'm going to come see you guys. And then, Alan gets stuck up on something. And then 2 days later, he's like, yo, guys, I did this, I did that, right?
Just to let you know he's watching, huh?
No, I know. I'm fully aware of that. I'm
that's
not
why he's
worried.
saying it.
That's exactly why I'm saying it.
He's watching.
We are here because of him. When it comes down to that, realistically, right? Alan, what's up, man? You forgot about last week.
Gang.
I ain't going to say nothing. But I mean, like, just going back and forth, like Alan's grinding his DJing thing with Skylar. I got, like I said, Vibes That Bring Entertainment, where myself, Lloydie B, and Jason Judgment, we're doing our thing. We're in the thick of booking our weddings right now. We got a couple of nightlife gigs. We did a roller party last week. We got another roller party on June 8th. We got what else do we got? We got a foam party that myself and a couple of guys are working on as well. So I mean, we're taking the beginning of summer and we're looking into it and saying, you know what, let's change the view of Montreal. Because I mean, I'm sure a lot of you can say that Montreal, realistically, where we are now is not where we used to be when, we were 18, 19 trying to party and stuff. It's, the newer generation, it's the 18, 19-year-olds, they're having their funds in Airbnbs or people's houses or whatever the case is. We can't do that as much as we really wanted to no more. We're looking for old school parties or old school events with, promoters that are all in our bubble. So what we're trying to do, myself and the rest of the guys that we're working with, is we're trying to flip the script and bring Montreal back to that flavor we had in the 90s. And where we could find our spots, we can go to our parties, we can go to our events, not have to worry about this getting shut down or that getting closed or whatever the case is. And that's what we're trying to do. So, I mean, I got a couple of guys that we're all working with. We're putting that on the map, and ultimately we're trying to bring Montreal back from under people's shoes back to the top of the top. And, the way we've labeled it is we've labeled it takeoff season, and that's what we're trying to do. So we kicked off a couple of months ago, and now we're just grinding forward, and we're doing it that way. So
I like
that's
that,
pretty
man.
much that.
That does sound nice.
Because, I mean, we have, like I said, and this goes back to a lot of the points that we had before, we have to mold the kids. Some of these kids, there's a lot of them with no direction. There's a lot of them getting into trouble. There's a lot of them doing dumb shit, thinking it's funny, this, that. Some of these people, going back to the Cardi B's and the Kanye's and the Kim Kardashians, they're listening to all of the rubbish that are coming out of these guys' mouths. Mm-hmm. And then they're not steering themselves and saying, these guys are celebrities, they're rich, they're talking shit. Some of them are actually saying, Cardi B would, like I said, going back to the whole titty sucking thing, some of them are like, yeah, you know what? I want to do what she said. And try that. Or, Jay-Z talked about, well, Jay-Z, he doesn't do anything stupid, but, like somebody like...
I blame the parents.
Who can I really come up with? Let's use, not Logic, but the other one there. What's that dude that has that Be Like Me song there? You guys know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Be like me.
The dude...
Be Like Me?
Yeah, it's this little light-skinned kid.
That is not going to help.
I forget his name. But anyways, the thing with him is that the man, in his lyrics of the song, I forget his name, it'll probably come to me when I'm done. He said, kids want to be like me, act stupid, do drugs, skip school.
Usher Roth?
No, not him. Some random new white, like mixed
Usher Roth
kid.
had college.
Maybe
No, but
know?
Asher Roth was cool with it.
Little Dicky?
Lil something.
Lil Pump?
Smoke Perp or some shit. Smoke Perp was his name or something. One of those new age kids.
Lil Perp? I don't know.
So you got these kids listening to the dumb lyrics these kids are saying, and they're like, I want to do that dumb shit that he said, or try this, or try that. And then they'll put like a Lil Wayne on the song, and then they'll be like, okay, cool, I'm going to do it now just because he said it, So as our generation where, we led by the example, we have to come back as ourselves, being those veteran figures, and make these children lead by the positive example.
I like what you're saying.
Cardi B shit.
Can you get me in camera one? I want to make this nice and clear.
Go for it.
Parents, if your kid is stupid enough to just do whatever they see on YouTube, it's your fault.
No.
Right, there we go.
No.
I blame parents for
It's not a matter of blaming
responsibility.
It's not even a matter of blaming parents.
You do
It's
know that
this-
your mom is watching this too. Huh?
I'm fully aware.
He
And
is.
she
He's
knows
fully aware.
I actually speak far worse than how I'm speaking right now.
I hope you just know. I just hope you know.
I hope she
I blame the
doesn't listen to
parents.
this. I hope she gives you some lists.
I don't
just
blame
for
your
that.
mom for you, bro.
Dude, my
I
mom is
blame you
probably
for you.
I blame you for you.
laughing like
Don't,
fuck right now.
Your mom looked like she did a good job, and I don't know where it went wrong.
The person who sings the song is Lil Xan.
Little
That's
man.
it.
Lil Xan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lil
thank you.
who?
Nah,
The kids are listening
Thank
to a
you.
guy named Little
Yeah,
Zach.
Anaya,
Bro, but-
yeah,
but-
Anaya's got
but-
it.
Everybody's a Lil now. It's crazy.
To Obie's point, there's and no one's talking about it, but there is a crazy epidemic on our hands with these kids taking pills that they shouldn't be taking,
For no
drinking
reason.
syrup that
Oh,
they
yeah.
shouldn't be taking. There's kids dying.
Oh,
and
I
no
know
one's
that.
talking about it.
No,
that's
there-
a serious
no.
fucking problem. And
The
that's
problem
not
is
parents.
everyone's talking
That's
about like
not
the
parents.
opioid epidemic. Like it's
But
everywhere.
that's not
There's
parents.
commercials
But
on
they
TV
hear
for
But
that
that's
shit
not
in music.
parents.
They hear it in music.
It's
thinking
promoted to
fine.
them.
Yeah, because
It's
When you
promoted
have
to them.
lyrics like this
Stupid,
shit in
man.
a song,
Just stupid
smoke
kids.
drugs, go in and drink whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
Kids.
Fuck
They're all
bitches.
dumb.
Do this. The kids get molded to that shit, and they're
swear
like,
to
they
God,
have
man.
nothing else to
so
do.
stupid.
So, like I said, going back to my closing point, we have to mold
this is natural.
this
selection,
generation.
guys. That's all it
No,
is.
but if we look at it this way, right? We used to hear NWAs, Method Man's,
I
this
can't believe
and
you
that.
said that.
Did we hear
natural selection.
No, come on now. Did we take the fuckery that these guys used to say? Like, let's use NWA for example. NWA used to tell us all to fuck the police. How many of us right now can literally say we're
Did
walking around saying
kids-
fuck the police at this generation right
Did
now?
kids listen to the things they were saying and not do fucked up shit?
Some did, but there wasn't as much exposure as there is now.
Right. It's now direct to
if you
consumer.
look at exactly, because now to them, some of these guys are saying this shit.
is
The kids
such
are
a
looking at it
rabbit
and saying, "Yo, this man is being funny. Okay, let me go and do
This
it."
is such a rabbit.
You know what I mean?
No, it's not a rabbit hole.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because
you feel trapped because you do.
No, this
You
isn't
can't
even
get
a
out of
trap.
this one?
It's something that's like we're saying, oh, the NWA, Snoop Dogg, like
But
whether
they
it's West
said
Coast shit,
so much
like
dumbness.
okay.
Did we act on it?
there was so much, and here in Montreal,
Mm-hmm.
growing up in high school times, how many people were like Crips and Bloods,
We had our share of gangs
and they
and
listened
everything
to
here.
gangster rap all the time. To
Right.
the people who were like potheads because Snoop said smoke weed every day.
Right.
To
Bro, I grew up in the South Shore. I
to the
had guys getting
people
kicked out of
who
school for
wanted to
lockers
have
full of drugs.
big chains
And all
and
kind of
just
nonsense.
wear
Right.
6 XLTs. Shit,
Right.
I did as well
Right.
because of like shit we saw in Southern
Right.
rap. Like
okay.
A lot of people
the
took that,
influences
though.
were there for us as well. Like we are not absolved of sin when it comes to these things.
No,
But
of
it's
course
not
you're
as
not.
public as it is now. That's the whole point. That
Dude,
we're
we had
coming
to
back
turn on a TV to watch much music to find out, yep, in them white
It wasn't
tees.
as
To
public.
actually wear them white
Dude, you
tees.
went to the mall and it was all over there. It
Bro.
was public as fuck.
To Matthew's
The
point,
assumption that because now it's recorded and photos are taken every day of it, it's not as exposed. It was just as exposed. It was just exposed on a different understanding.
to Matthew's point, I would agree with him because I think once gangster rap came out and all these drug dealing, we saw a rise in black and brown men being imprisoned as a result of it. So yes, there's a high proof of evidence.
No,
that
but look
this
at
is-
look at it this
even,
way. I don't
even
know.
going
I don't
in
know
with
about
the
you.
drugs,
You
because I
guys
want to.
that-
I want to
Mhm.
just add this. Going with drugs, rock and roll has been promoting that shit for fucking
I was just gonna say that.
years.
I was
Right.
just gonna say that shit. Take
How
Steven
many
Tyler
people were
and-
just like, yo, we're just
all
gonna
them
get
guys,
in our
yeah.
car, go on the road, we're gonna play music, and we're gonna live the rock star lifestyle.
But we
Like,
don't have. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make this what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it regardless. Some of these kids don't have that luxury of being high and dying. Some parents can't afford it right now to bury a kid. Like we can't just say what they
I'm
did.
not talking about the luxury though.
But you're saying like these guys used to do it.
I'm talking about the influence. Like the biggest thing was like how these celebrities have the influence. It has not changed.
But we need to be. But that's why we
Just
need to
because
be
we have
mindful.
phones and we have access
we have
doesn't
to
mean
be-
the influence. If
But
you
it's more
are
directly consumed by them.
look,
Whereas I
At
could be
the
like,
end
I'm
of the
not having
day,
cable in my house. My mom did
you're
that. when
either
we were
gonna have a
kid.
kid that is smart enough to make the decision on their own, or gonna need somebody to get them
All
out
right.
of it, or they're gonna
Cut it
learn
out,
the
bro.
hard way.
All right,
Cut it out.
let's-
And
Cut
at
it
that
out.
point, it's
I can't
natural
even
selection.
take that
even-
point seriously right now.
I can't.
No,
You're
it's
talking about
reality.
natural selection,
It's
bro.
reality.
We're talking about natural selection now, right? But what was
It's
all that,
reality.
What was all that shit you were talking in the other three arguments that we had with the surrogacy, to this, to that?
Natural selection.
But now it's natural
What does
selection.
surrogacy have to do with natural
But
selection?
but now everything is natural selection.
No, I'm saying if your kid is stupid enough to take these drugs
Mm-hmm.
and they die, I'm sorry.
Oh wow! So let me
But-
ask you a question. A black, if we assume what these, like for example, when we see police killing people, we could say it's natural selection.
No, that
but
is
why?
literally
No.
somebody taking somebody else's
No,
life.
but they act up. They could have been rude to the dude. They could have been do a bunch of shit, provoked him. we've seen videos too where police are actually pushed to a limit where they're forced to react violently, and they do something.
And if in that place, the police officer has been put in a position where he has to protect himself, and it's literally the last means of what he has to do. That's self-defense. He did his job.
You can't use natural selection.
He did his job.
All right. We're gonna wrap it up.
You can't use natural selection. Good try.
We're gonna
I
have
know
a-
it hurts.
No, wait. Let's wrap it up. I
I know it's not what you want to hear,
Jamal,
I'm
Matt,
good, bro.
but it is what it is.
Let's wrap it up. Because this is a good conversation for like another time we're gonna have again. Because it is a good conversation to have. But
No, this is a roundtable conversation
Yeah.
we should have. Like,
So-
we should have like a 15 people army around the table. Then everybody can bounce off. But
Yeah.
go ahead with the rest of your point.
no, I just want to like know. But let's wrap it up. Let's wrap. Go ahead, man.
All right, so
Let's thank our guest.
thanks for coming.
Yo.
Sorry, I'm still laughing about shit. Thanks for coming.
Trust me, it was
It was a great talk.
Yep.
I love that you came with topics because we always have a list and we just like to spring it on our guests from time to time. But we always tell our guests if you have some shit, just bring it on us. So like, I like that you did that as well.
I'm Nigerian. We're resourceful, so we come up with anything. It's crazy.
You guys said I'm Nigerian.
So yeah, anything you want to promote? Like you were already talking about the situation you're trying to have. Anything else that you want to push forward?
I mean, like I said, June 8th, we have a roller disco party that's happening at the rink. Right now, we're looking at myself and DJ Blaster that are going to be doing that. We did one last week that was very successful. June 8th, we're going to have another one again. What else? June 14th.
We'll post all the info for that.
For sure. I'll send it to you guys, of
Yeah,
course.
send it to me. I'll post it.
June 14th, myself and Judgment will be at Le Cinq with Gussie and that crew. June 30th, we have I Love Summer with Gussie again and crew. So it's going to be like that summer kind of summer jam party, of course, obviously before Canada Day, of course. I got a foam party I'm working with one of my other partners. Just
Basically, we are just gonna have a list.
just
of
stay
shit.
tuned, man. That's all I
A
can
bunch of
say.
events.
Pretty much.
We'll post it up on
Yeah,
either
yeah.
the Don't Be Mad page, or we'll just send it as they come up.
For sure. And then, like I said, I mean, you know, the other main part of our focus is we got weddings that we also take care of. We do birthday parties for children, adults. My wife's going to be launching a company of her own as well very, very soon. I can't really come up with too much details as to what, but some people that have seen what she's done also are able to know what that is. We're going to be giving her a big hand with that, doing a little launch at that point. And just all I can say is just stay tuned, man. Like, Montreal needs to come back to where it's at. And takeoff season is official, realistically. And again, just in final closing, educate the youth. That's it.
One last thing. My mom says, "Hi, Mom. Love you." Matthew is an adult now. He has a head on his shoulders. He questions everything and doesn't take things at face value.
The problem now is that we don't have any patience anymore. We put a phone or a tablet in the kids' hands only because we have to cook and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
It's
don't
true.
do-
But your
Parent
mom-
your fucking kids.
But your mom also said that she wasn't here from the beginning. So
And she also said it's harder to raise children now than it was when she raised you.
But you still got to
So
raise
don't
them.
read what you
You
just.
still got to raise them.
Yeah,
no,
no.
because you asked the question of what my mom thinks of me because she's watching.
No,
There you
I
go.
never said that. I said I don't blame your mom for who you are now. That's what I said.
All right.
I said you are who you are because you
Finish it, man.
other influences,
Let's end it.
and we won't go there.
So
Delicious.
in closing, the last
In
point.
closing, thank you guys for listening to
Yep.
another episode of the Don't
Yep.
Be Mad podcast.
And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and wives, of course, and
Definitely.
our parents, like you just said with your mom.
I was about to get
No,
that
you're gonna
back.
try to shout out his mom right now.
Come on now.
Come on, man.
He
I
did
had
that.
it. I had it lined up. I literally had it lined up. But yes, shout out to my mother and my sister and my aunt and my grandmother on my dad's side. All of them. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the woman over there as well. Shout out to all the mothers that are actually watching. If you are mothers watching,
Thinking we're
there you go.
crazy,
You
yeah.
want to shout out your mother?
My mom don't watch this, but yeah.
And just show it to her. Just show her like the part where you shout her out.
Yeah, right. Nah,
I'm gonna show her like, yo, he didn't even want to shout you out for Mother's Day. But like I said, this is another episode of the Don't Be Mad podcast. As always, you know where you can reach us at Don't Be Mad Pod on both Twitter and Instagram, at Don't Be Mad Podcast on Facebook, as the people who are watching us know. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
No other place.
No.
Don't worry about it. Jamal doesn't want it out there.
What?
Thank you guys. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.
Love
Happy
is
Mother's
love.
Day.
Peace.
Take care.